What's up, OTA Nation? Justin here from On Target Air Gunner. No, your eyes are not deceiving you. There are two Umarex Notos. Notoses. Notosi. I don't know what the plural is of Notos, but there's two of them. We're going to do a sound test, moderator test with a stock moderator and all these right here. Stay tuned. All right, guys, so I should have done this test sooner before I modified my Notos, but I didn't. And I'm building a Notos for my buddy Roman, and since he's still got the stock moderator on there, I thought it'd be a good time to do a sound test to see if these aftermarket moderators were any improvement or not, if they're worth the modification or not. So we'll do some sound testing with the stock one, some grouping at 25 yards. I already know this one groups good at 25 yards, usually dime, quarter size groups. But anyways, we'll test this one. It does have the Cuban Dream Valve modification to it. The regulators are set at the exact same. They're shooting the same velocities. So let's see what sound we're getting out of different moderators. So we got the stock one, like I said. I have a Donnie FL Sumo that we'll try out. A Buck Rail 3D printed moderator. Red Corn Outdoors On Target Air Gunner Edition. Can't see it, but got my little logo on there from Angel. And this is a prototype for my buddy David. This thing's a beast, but it's pretty quiet. Anyways, we'll put him through some sound testing and some accuracy testing at 25 yards. Let's check it out. Okay, so this is the shooting spot, and the sound meter is 10 feet in front. There it is right there. And we will shoot 3 shots. The wind is crazy stupid today. Every time I shoot, the wind picks up. And when I don't shoot, it's dead calm. That's stupid. Anyway, we'll do 3 shots. So this is a stock moderator. The regulator settings are the same. It's about 13 megapascals, whatever that is in PSI. Anyways, so let's just get 3 shots. I'm just shooting at some targets down there, but right now what we're looking at is the sound. I have the decibel meter set at max setting, so it'll pick up the max setting for these 3 shots. Here we go. 92.7 on that one. 93.6. Cool, so out of those 3, 93.6 was the loudest. That's with the stock moderator. That's pretty good. It's pretty quiet stock. Let's see if it was worth it switching it out. All right, let's just start with the Donnie FL Sumo. This is by far the most expensive out of all the moderators that I have. Let's do 3 shots. I already loaded around. The sound meter was reset, and it's at max setting, so it'll pick up the max recorded sound. $95.7. $95.7. So it was actually louder than stock. All right. So I switched the sound meter from max, where it picks up the max sound, to just actively reading what the sound is. I just want to see what those 3 shots are reading. So let's do it again with the Sumo. 3 shots. 96.2. That was the highest number I saw. 97.0. 94.1. Nasty. Let's just see what the stock one did again. Now that we're in this active sound mode. That would help if I could see through the scope. I think 5 is what it said. 93.8. 92.9. All right. Don't change it out. Unless you want to backpack with the gun like I do sometimes. I'm not going to show this part on YouTube because YouTube says this is scary. Okay, now that the scary part is over, we have the buck rail moderator. Let's try 3 shots again. $96.6. 98.0. That's empty. Empty. Come on. Okay, there we go. $97.7. Not really too much of a difference between this one, which is, I think, is about 40 bucks. This one's almost 200. Interesting. All right, close your eyes. You don't want to see this. Okay, now I got the Red Corn Outdoors On Target Air Gunner Edition moderator. Let's see, Angel. $97.0. Not about the same as the buck rail. 98.2. 96.5. Okay. Still all louder than the stock moderator. Time for the big behemoth. Not sure what my buddy David's going to call this one yet. I think we were thinking Tor Mod. We'll see what he's going to call it. For size comparison, here's the Sumo, and here's this 3D printed one from David. 3 shots. Do I got enough in the mag? Yes. All right, here we go. 94.5. $84.2. Wow. Yeah, it does sound quieter than the stock one. I know that first one said 94, but definitely it's a lot quieter. 89.9. From what I hear, it kind of just sounds like the hammer falling with this moderator. With the stock moderator, you can hear a little bit of the shot of the projectile leaving, I guess. Definitely this one is the quietest. Now that's it for sound. Let's check out accuracy with all of them. For the pure sake of man and our joy from hearing booms and loud noises, let's just see what we get with no moderator. This is, you would not shoot like this. Let's just see what it does. To my neighbors, I apologize in advance. Here we go. Jesus. 107.6. 107.9. One more. 107.2. That'll scare somebody for sure. That was loud. All right. Back to the scientific experiment of seeing which one of these does better. Stay tuned. Okay, we are at 25 yards. I'll do 3 shots. This is the stock moderator. See how it does. And you can see, if you can see out the trees, they're blowing pretty good. Probably like a 5 to 7 mile per hour wind. Definitely would have some influence on this. 1. 2. 3. Not too bad, maybe quarter sized. All right, let's try with a different moderator. Let's get the size of this group. This was with the stock moderator. Here is a quarter sized. Maybe covered up by a nickel. Let's see. Yeah, nickel sized. I don't think that's penny. Barely outside of a penny from the edge. I guess the center of the impact is penny. That's pretty good. And here's just a dime just for reference. That's pushing it if you want to call that a dime. I mean, the total impact area is bigger than a dime, but the point of the impact is on that dime line. Not bad. All right, let's try with the 3D printed moderator from David. I think we're calling this one the Tor mod. 3 shots, and we are shooting the JSB 15.89 in all of these tests. 3 shots, 25 yards. Here we go. Okay, it looks pretty good. It's a little bit off of the target. I just need to adjust my windage plus the wind. Let's go measure it, see what it was. All right, so let's get the measurement for this 3-shot group. This was with the Tor mod. That's what we're just going to call it, the 3D printed moderator from David. That is really small, that group. Really good. I'm just going to go dime. Sorry about that. Definitely smaller than a dime. Good. All right, let's continue on. This is the Donnie FL Sumo. 3 shots, 25 yards. Wind is nasty. It's been gross this whole time. Let's keep it up. I don't want to give one moderator better conditions. Let's see how they all do. Same conditions. That's nice. Really nice group again. Definitely smaller than a dime. Let's go check it out. All right, so this was with the Donnie FL Sumo. I'm just gonna go straight to the dime. There's the dime, smaller than a dime. Right about the same, I would say, more or less, from the Tor mod. Okay, continuing on. This is the Buckrail 3D printed moderator. There's a strong gust. I'm just going to shoot through it. Ooh, that was gross. Definitely the biggest group out of all of them so far. I don't even want to check that one out, but let's just give you size comparison. So here's the Buckrail moderator results. Bigger than a quarter. These first two, nickel sized. Penny sized. Let's do another take. Sometimes you get flyers. All right, let's do the Buckrail moderator one more time. I don't remember having that big of a group shooting it before. I'm just gonna call that one a flyer, freak flyer. We'll see. Let's do another group. Very nice. See? That's why we test again. Let's go take a look at that one. All right, so this is the Buckrail group. So that first one, I think that might have been just a flyer. This is 3 shots. I only see 2 holes. That's really good. Dang it. Here's the dime, way smaller than a dime. Definitely the smallest group out of all of the others. Let's continue on. All right, last but definitely not least, the Red Corn Outdoors moderator. Here we go. No, I'm not going for bullseye, we're going for grouping. I could easily adjust the scope so that the impacts are where I'm aiming. But like I said, it's just groups right now, group size. One more shot. Nice. Let's go take a look. Okay, so this is the Red Corn Outdoors moderator. Again, 3 shots. I can see 1, 2, 3 impacts, looks like. Dime sized group. Very nice. All right, guys, so that's a wrap. So interesting test. The stock moderator, definitely a lot more quiet than most of the other moderators. I think the only one that beat it was the Monster that David is working on. This quieted down pretty noticeably. Definitely you could tell the difference with your own ears. The accuracy was a lot better with all of the aftermarket moderators. So you just got to decide what matters more to you, sound level or accuracy. Also, you know, these are 2 different guns. They are both Notos. Notos, I'm not sure. Notos, but each barrel is unfortunately a little bit different. Now, if you remember some of my first videos, this Notos with this barrel was giving me dime-sized groups at, I think it was 50 yards. So it was always shooting lights out to begin with. This one's quarter-sized groups at 25 yards. Still usable, you know, especially if you're going to be using it for a pesting gun. I'm not going to take this gun to RMAC to try and win any competitions, nothing like that. It's just, you know, I use it to hunt. Probably taken 600, 700 squirrels with it so far. So quarter size is definitely able to do the same thing. So decent accuracy, really quiet. Let's see which one gave the tightest group. The buck rail gave the tightest group, but it was a little loud. The Red Corn Outdoors, right on par with the accuracy, maybe just a little bit bigger group. Same thing, a little bit loud. This one, I think, I'll have to look back at the numbers. Louder than stock, but good grouping. And this was the quietest and still good grouping. So not sure what we proved, but I just wanted to do the test, show you guys. Hopefully you guys appreciate it. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Thank you for watching. Justin from On Target Air Gunner. Let's shoot some more.